So if you have big toe arthritis and you've already tried changing your shoes, you've changed to that stiff sole footwear, maybe you even got a carbon fiber insert in your shoe, and you're still in pain, this video is for you. I'm going to guide you through a surgical option called the cheilectomy. What it is, who's the right person for this procedure, what the procedure actually involves, and what your recovery is going to look like. Because the fear of surgery might be the one thing standing between you and getting your active life back. So what kind of person am I talking about here that can benefit from this procedure? It's usually somebody middle-aged, active, but frustrated by their pain and what it's causing in terms of limitations. Maybe you play golf. Maybe it's hiking. Maybe it's hunting. Maybe it's even yoga. Whatever it is, it's something that matters to you, and your big toe pain is stealing it from you. You've done all the right things. You've switched to that wider toe box shoe. You've tried the zero drop sole. You may have even gone to that carbon fiber plate insert in your shoe, and you're still in pain. This is not a failure on your part. This means the problem is deeper than what the footwear can fix. So what's actually happening inside that joint? When I see a patient in the clinic, the first thing I notice is a bump over the top of the big toe, right behind the toe where the toe meets the foot. When I press on this bump, it's very tender and painful. Here's what's interesting. In this type of situation, moving the toe a little bit doesn't really hurt, but bending the toe all the way up, that's extremely painful. So here's why. Inside the joint, bone spurs have formed at the top of the joint surface at that first MTP joint, that joint right behind your big toe. Every time you bend your toe upward toward your ankle, you're pushing off when you walk. Maybe you're holding a yoga pose. You're following through on that golf swing. Those bone spurs are grinding together. That grinding irritates the nerves running over the top of your foot, and your body fires off that pain signal. Now, the right footwear and inserts can help because they can reduce how much your toe has to bend, but they can't remove what's actually causing the pain. The bone spurs are still there. So another good question is, why not just fuse the joint and be done with it? It's a really good question. I get it a lot, and it's a good question. We got to work through this. So a fusion is the right answer for a lot of patients, but not for everyone. Here is the key distinction. In the earlier stages of hallux rigidus, the damage has not spread throughout the entire joint. The middle and bottom portions of the joint are still fairly healthy. The problem is specifically at the top of the joint where the bone spurs have formed and where the joint surface has started to break down. So if we can go in with a surgery and remove these bone spurs and clean up the damaged top part of the joint, which is usually about the top 25% of that joint, we can preserve the healthy joint below it. That means you keep your motion in your big toe. And motion does matter. It certainly matters for yoga. It matters for wearing a dress shoe with a heel. And it matters for activities that require your toe to bend. A fusion of the first MTP joint eliminates the pain, but it also eliminates the motion permanently. A cheilectomy gives you a different path if you're the right candidate. So what does the procedure actually involve? Well, a cheilectomy procedure takes about 30 minutes, give or take. I make an incision over the top of the joint. I remove the bone spurs and the damaged portion at the top of the joint. We're talking roughly about the top 25% of the joint that's removed. When you wake up from the surgery, you'll have some soreness and pain around the incision. That's expected. But the bone spur, the thing that's been grinding and firing off your pain signal, is now gone. As the swelling from surgery gradually goes down over the following weeks, you'll notice something. Your range of motion usually gets better, and bending that toe upward does not produce that same sharp, severe pain that it used to. So what does the recovery actually look like after the surgery? This is where most people are really surprised. because they may have built up this mental image of foot surgery that doesn't match the reality for this particular procedure. You don't get a cast. You don't need crutches. I put you in a soft dressing on your foot and a stiff medical sandal that we call a post-op shoe. You can put weight on your foot right away. You're walking the same day. Somewhere around 2 to 4 weeks after surgery, we transition you out of that post-op shoe and back into your regular footwear. This is not a 6-week on the couch recovery. This is a procedure with a timeline that surprises a lot of people in the best possible way. So let me tell you about a patient that I saw recently. So I had a patient that's been dealing with big toe bone spur pain for over a year. She couldn't do yoga, her favorite thing. She had been putting off seeing me because in her mind, it meant a cast and crutches and 6 weeks completely incapacitated out of her life. When she finally came in and we walked through what a cheilectomy actually involved, she was pleasantly surprised. No cast, walking out the same day, back in regular shoes within a month. She had the surgery and she eventually got back to yoga. The fear of recovery had been the barrier between her and relief for over a year. And none of that fear turned out to be justified for this procedure. Now let me tell you if this might be you. You've already tried wide toe box shoes. You've gotten a shoe with a stiff sole. You maybe even got a carbon fiber insert that you placed underneath your insert to really stiffen up that sole. And your pain is mainly when your toe is bent all the way upward. And that pain has now become so severe that it's pulling you away from activities that really matter to you. You may be a great candidate for a cheilectomy. Now, it's not the right procedure for everyone. If your joint damage is more advanced, a fusion of the first MTP joint may be the better answer. But if your joint is healthy in the right places and the bone spur, the top of the joint, is the primary driver of your pain, this procedure is at least worth knowing about and considering. Before you decide anything, there's some things I want you to hear from me directly. I got to be straight with you about something because I think you deserve the full picture. A cheilectomy certainly has a faster recovery than most foot surgeries, but it's still surgery. The timeline that I describe are averages. Recovery varies from person to person. Results can vary too. And while complications are rare, they can and they do happen. That's just true of any surgical procedure. This is precisely why I always recommend to patients to exhaust the non-operative treatments first. The right shoes, the carbon fiber insert, activity modifications, anti-inflammatory medication. Try these things seriously before you consider the operating room. Surgery should always be the answer when everything else has really genuinely failed, not the first move. There's also something important to understand about a cheilectomy specifically. It does not stop the arthritis from progressing. We're removing the bone spurs and cleaning up the most damaged part of the joint at the top, but not the underlying arthritic process in the joint, which can continue over time. For most patients, a cheilectomy buys them years, often many years, of significantly better function and less pain. But for some, the arthritis eventually spreads across the rest of the joint. And when this happens, usually years or sometimes even decades down the road, the pain can return in a different way. And at that point, a big toe MTP fusion may be the right answer. But this isn't a reason to avoid a cheilectomy if you're a good candidate right now. It's just the honest reality of what we're working with. A cheilectomy is not a cure for hallux rigidus. It's a targeted intervention that dramatically can improve your quality of life at this stage of the condition. I hope this gives you a clearer picture of what a cheilectomy is and whether or not you might be an option that you want to consider. If you want to go deeper on hallux rigidus, the right shoes, the non-operative options, and how to know when surgery makes sense, I have other videos on this channel covering all aspects of hallux rigidus. Drop your questions in the comments. I read all of them, and I want to see you in the next video.